Neighbors along the world's longest undefended border become a little more defensive today. U.S. border guards will demand to see passports for anyone trying to enter the United States as part of the Western Hemisphere Travel Initiative. Passport Canada says about 54% of Canadians have a passport. That compares to just 30% of Americans. U.S. authorities say there will be some flexibility for now. People won't be turned back, but they will be told to get either a passport or some other secure form of documentation soon. So the new rules also have people in the tourism business worried. A trip across the border for dinner loses some spontaneity when you've got to root through your sock drawer to find your passport first. One tourist town that could be affected is Niagara Falls, Ontario. Wayne Thompson was the mayor there for nearly 20 years. He's now chair of Niagara Falls Tourism and joins us from Niagara Falls. So, Wayne Thompson, just how worried are you by these new rules?
Well, you know, I think it's depends on the individual. We're always aware that this is going to have an impact on us. Some people in the attraction business are very concerned about it. They cater to day trippers, and as a result, a lot of people who don't have the financial resources may not have a passport and therefore choose not to come across the border. The accommodation sector, I think, has found that there is an increase in accommodations over the past several years, and that's not due to the U.S. visitor, but due to the U.S. visitors are coming, but not in the same numbers as they were before.
You know, as I enjoy and admire the view behind you, I can see what the attraction is, what the draw is, but as somebody who knows the extent of cross-border traffic and how it might be affected by these new rules, is there any way you can quantify to what extent there's going to be a real chill on cross-border traffic?
Well, I think it's going to be a wait-and-see situation. Certainly there are people who have passports who are automatically going to come,
sure,
and there are others who don't have passports, and they're going to obviously be absent. I think that is going to be offset by a lot of Canadians who may not be going on the U.S. side because they don't have passports. So it's a wait-and-see game. I think everybody is very nervous about it. We're going to certainly have a 5-year period where this could carry on and certainly have a major impact on the situation.
Now, beyond... Go ahead.
We're kind of pleased right now that really the decision has finally been made, because for 5 years there's been so much misinformation. A lot of people for the last 5 years thought they had to have a passport. But now it's been decided, and everybody knows, and particularly with all the publicity, they know exactly where they stand with respect to this.
Now, you mentioned that if there's a silver lining here, it could be that there are more Canadians that come to visit because they'll be less inclined to go into the United States. So I have to think, beyond being nervous and hoping for the best, you and others are trying to perhaps promote the area differently. Are you developing a different marketing campaign because you think you're not going to be able to count on the U.S. traffic as much as you have in the past?
Well, the U.S. traffic has been declining probably since 9/11 and SARS. So we have changed our attitude with respect to marketing. There are a lot of people who are suggesting now that they're going to market Ontarians, Canadians, and particularly Quebec. There are others who are suggesting they're going to target areas where they can determine that people have a passport in the United States and people who have a specific interest in coming to Niagara Falls, and they can determine that through their marketing efforts.
Now, you mentioned 9/11. Of course, we remember SARS, then the recession, now this. Is it possible in the short term that these new rules are the sort of last straw and they actually force some tourist operations to close?
Well, you know, I think there's been a transition in Niagara Falls over the past 15 years. We now have all of the major branded properties who are experts in marketing. They have marketing programs and websites, and they really know what they're doing. And these are all major properties. I think there's certainly a transition taking place. Some of the remote 1970s properties are struggling, but it's still a bargain for them. The other thing is the rates here in Niagara Falls. Over the past couple of years, they've been declining steadily. So it's really turned out to increase tourism simply because the rates have subsided, and it's a real bargain to come to Niagara Falls now.
Oh, well, it's always worth making that pitch. Wayne Thompson, appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks very much for this.
Thank you.